Hello again, it's Elena here with you, and it is Monday Artist Leave show, and today I will show you how I created this layout. I will show it later. Yes, I have already started recording, Karen. Okay, today we will work with some of my favorite stuff. The papers are from 7 Dot Studio, and as for the flowers and the embellishments, my favorites are definitely Prima Marketing. And also I will show you some of the dyes and the chipboard I like. So I think we need to start, okay? So this is my sample I have created for the show. Does everyone see it well? So I like creating many layers, many flowers, and some touches of paints or sprays, but this time I decided to make it more clean, more simple. But the color palette I have chosen, it is mostly dedicated to the collection of the 7 Dot Studio papers. Someone would say they're too dark, but they are perfect to add any color you prefer or like. So let's start. So I'm taking the background sheet. It is 7 Dot Studio papers. Let's try to up. It is designed by Finnebar, and the collection is called Country. The background sheet I use is Lost Letter, but I'm using the background of it, backside. Yes, I didn't prepare the photo, but I will show you how I'm creating the layers. I will need another sheet of paper. I cannot find the name for it, but it is the black at this side, and thank you, Karen. Lost Letter. And this one is I will ask Karen to find. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare the name of this sheet of paper, but we will use these and these parts too. So more often I'm using not big photos. It is mostly approximately in centimeters, 7 by 11. И для русскоговорящих девочек фото, которое я использую, оно обычно небольшого размера. Это гораздо меньше, чем даже 9 на 13, но возможно даже чуть больше, чем половинка 10 на 15. Я загоняю обычно сама в Photoshop, поэтому мне сложно сказать, но думаю, что этот размер где-то 7 на 11, наверное, таким образом. Thank you, Karen. Yes, I suppose this sheet is Lonely Evenings. So we will use the black side of it and this one with the bubbles. So I'm just cutting a small piece of paper. Let's take this as if it is my photo, and while you put it onto the papers, just to measure it, there is a very beautiful script in Old Russian, so I want some parts of it to be seen, so I'm just measuring. This is too large, so I am cutting it, and if we put it there, it's okay. Some letters are still seen. Next, I'm taking these bubble slides. It doesn't matter which part of it you are using, because your background is quite plain and light, so you can take any of these parts, but maybe this one is too dark. I would prefer some bubbles from there. Я сейчас рассказываю о том, как я формирую слои. Поскольку ваша страничка, основная часть ее светлый фон, то в принципе не принципиально, какую часть из этих вы используете, темную или светлую, но особенно когда вы вырезаете вот эти красивые пузырьки. Здесь я старалась вырезать красивый шрифт на старорусском языке. Наверное, я неправильно сказала, но не будем уже на этом останавливаться. И просто подбираем какие-то части, не обязательно, чтобы они были здесь ровные, подбираем, чтобы установить нашу фотографию. Okay. And I also take some papers from the 6x6 paper part. There is no special name for it, but you can see there are some very beautiful wooden background and some geometry. Karen, if you can help me and find the name of this sheet. Yes, it is from the 6x6 paper pad, but as for the name, actually, in my sample, you need something that will be more dark than this paper with bubbles. So I wouldn't suggest you to use very dark, as you need to mix some different shades of black, gray. So I'm using the most dark, a bit lighter, and something in the middle, not too dark and not too light. Yes, I suppose it is country forgotten paper sheets. Thank you, Karen. Okay, so I think I will cut again something with the script. You can cut, but you don't need to be very precise, so you can even tear the paper. And I'm placing it kind of this. You can even tear it, you see. Quite simple. So this is how we are creating the layers. When you are using your photo, I would suggest you to make it your photo to pop up on the background. I usually use the cardboard or very thick paper. It's not really paper, maybe, I don't know how it's better to call it. So I'm just cutting the part of it. Девочки, помогите, как будет называться такой жесткий картон на английском, что-то мне сейчас уже не приходит в голову. Мы сажаем нашу фотографию на такой плотный картон, у меня это кусочек переплетного картона, чтобы ваша фотография приподнялась, и это поможет вам формировать слои. Cardboard, yes, thank you, Karen. It's quite thick, but you can use different kind of it. For instance, for your photo, I would suggest you to use a thick one, but while layering the papers, you can mix a thick cardboard with not so thick. It depends on how do you want your layers to pop up on the background. Okay, so I will add this piece between these layers and this one. So I'm taking my glue. It is mostly known in Russia, but you can use any clear adhesive you have. Hi, for those who joined us. Для русских девочек использую обычный момент. Не вижу каких-то особых аналогов для него. Мне, конечно, нравится Bacon Adhesive, но не всем он доступен, поэтому ничего против момента не имею. Так, а нижнюю вот эту бумажечку, видите, немножко под углом формируем. And again, keep in mind that we don't need a straight geometry, so I'm using this piece and I'm just put it like this, you see. So if you want your paper layers to pop up more, you can add more cardboard piece. Again, I'm just cutting a small piece of it. So if you want to look it more plain, you don't need anything. If you want to pop up, again, you put some card piece and you see more dimension. Okay, I will use it. So I'm taking my glue again. Applying it, and all you need to keep in mind that these edges need to be free, while then you will add more embellishments, so you put them between the layers and you still have the space to add them. Later you will see it. Okay, I'm not adhering all the paper layers to the background paper, as I will need to make some work on the background, so I'm just adhering the paper layers, but not on the background. Как видите, я склеиваю слои, но пока что к основе я не приклеиваю. потому что нам нужно будет сделать кое-какую работу с помощью трафарета. Иногда, когда трафарет маленький, вы можете смело подлезть уже на приклеенные части, но если трафарет у вас большой, это будет делать гораздо сложнее. Окей. Так. And for my next layers, I used the dies from Sizzix. They are very traditional, not new one, but this is Sizzix leaves and clock, ornate and hands. So I have prepared already. I have found how the name of this paper sheet is. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Lonely Evenings. So we will need 2 leaves from the paper sheet Lonely Evenings, 1 duck, and the other is with the script. It is the same sheet with the bubbles. So while you are doing your die cutting, you can choose the as you see, the papers have the scripts, the bubbles, or just some plain, only black, but black with some, not damask, but some motifs. So you can choose what to cut. And also we will need, I cannot find where I have put it. I'm sorry, I need to find it. Yes, and from the ornate clock and hands, this one I have already cut. You just need only one, but I cut 2 just to choose which one will be better for the background. And also I would suggest you to use the hands, not 2 of them, but only one. I put it there. The largest one, you will need it later. Okay, these are Sizzix dies. So I have forgotten to glue my paper lay. So if there is a photo, you just check, need to check how it is seen. When you are not sure which position to use for your photo and paper layers, it's quite easier when your photo is in the middle. But when you have some of the embellishments, mostly like large flowers or large T-bird, you can easily put it a little bit aside. It's just a tip, but in my case I will use the central part for the photo. Русскоговорящие девочки, не вижу ни одного вашего комментария в чате. Если у вас есть какие-то вопросы, вы спрашиваете, а то я иногда забываю, на какой язык нужно переходить. Значит, размещаем нашу основную композицию с фотографией, проще всего это сделать, когда у вас фотография в середине. Но если у вас есть какие-то крупные украшения, такие как крупные цветы или крупный чипборд, с ними легче работать, когда вы немножко смещаете в сторону. Okay. So I'm taking the clock die, and you just need to find which one is better. We will put it there. Okay. And I will use mixed with the inks by Clear Snap. And what I want to do is to ink the edges of my die. So I cannot find, sorry, the cover for it, but it is not black, it is kind of gray, so I'm using this foam applicator and I'm just inking, not too much, just in some parts, just to show the beautiful shape of the clock. Когда делаете дистресс, в данном случае у меня на часах, не закрашивайте все часы полностью со всех сторон, оставляйте какие-то части нетонированными. Так будет смотреться более естественно, скорее всего. Не могу найти название, к сожалению, чернил, но это Mix Media Inks от Clear Snap. Цвет не черный, а такой серый асфальт, очень красивый. Далеко не убираем, они нам еще понадобятся. И находим, куда разместить. В данном случае у меня будет находиться это здесь. Hi to everyone who has just joined us. I hope that you still enjoy it. And if you have any questions, please free to ask. Me or Karen will help you. And I hope that you will enjoy it and we will have some fun. Okay? Then I'm taking the dies and I will use the duck leaves for the top and the light one for the bottom. Later I will place there the flowers, and I will use the stencil for my background. It is by Polish manufacturer Wojcinanka. And when your stencil is not a large one, you can easily put it in any part, even when all of your layers are adhered already. But when you have a big one and it is almost 12 by 12, so it's not easy to do. At this stage it's better to work on the background first, but we will try two variants of it. So when your paper layers are not adhered, you just took your stencil, you see that your photo is here, and you place your stencil a little bit to the bottom, Then I took my ink, mixed media inks by Clear Snap, my foam applicator. You can use any other manufacturer, and I'm just inking. In some parts I put it more intensely, some parts are just to make some shadows, not too much. The area is not supposed to be covered and tracing the whole stencil, just some parts. Okay, maybe I will add a little bit of it. Когда наносите через трафарет чернила, регулируйте интенсивность. Какая-то часть должна у вас быть слегка подкрашена, какая-то немножечко совсем. На этом этапе, в принципе, можно склеивать. Можно было это сделать и уже с склеенными слоями. At this stage, I'm going to adhere my layers to the background. So I'm starting with the top. Okay. I'm adhering there, and I'm adding the glue to this cardboard piece to make my layers look more pop up. Okay. So, quite simple steps, but it will take more time to find the most appropriate space for them. Hi ladies, nice to see you on our show. Okay, and I still not adhering the leaves. I'm taking my stencil, and as I have told you, you can do your stenciling before or after you have adhered all your paper layers, so it really doesn't matter. Just some shades of it. Okay, you can add some spots just only using your foam applicator. I think it's enough for the stenciling. Let's move on. Again, I'm adhering the leaves. It's C6 dies. I'm trying to hide small leaves under the clock and put it. У меня там в шкафчике лежат голубые цветочки. Такие, открой, принеси мне, пожалуйста. Или там в коридоре я достала и забыла. And these leaves, I'm putting it to the bottom of my layout, but keep in mind that then I will add the flowers, so you don't need to place it straight under this black paper, just a little there. Okay, do you have any questions, lady? If you have, please don't hesitate and ask. And again, thank you, Shannon. I want to pop up to pop up my clock die. So I'm taking again a small piece of cardboard. I'm cutting it. And place it into the middle. Again, I'm taking my glue. I know that some of you prefer to use foam pads or something like that for to make your embellishments to pop up, but if you want to be a savvy scrapper as I am and to spend more money on the flowers or on some art mediums, I would suggest you to cut such cardboard pieces from your boxes or even some packages. It can save you not a huge amount of money, but I think that it's not it's a good idea to save. Okay, and as for my sample, I used the clock hand. It is from Prima, so you can take a small one or a large one. You can use brads or just adhere it without it. It really doesn't matter. This is how the package looks. It's do you see it well? Yes, Karen is right, it is by Engelbaum. Junkyard Pendants, clock hands, I really like it. And as you see, there are many of them. The white, they're perfect for any shabby projects, and the black ones for the vintage, and the brads, some of them are small, the others are large, so they are very easy to use in any project. Okay, so you can use two of them, you can use one of them, but if you remember, I suggested you to use also the die by Sizzix. It goes with the clock hands and ornate. So it's if you cut it from the same paper, it is not seen very well. So it's better to make an accent with some metallic and the black one, so I will use it later, not on the clock but as an extra embellishment. Okay, so I will use two of them. I'm sorry. I have already adhered it. I'm not very good in keeping in mind all those things, but don't be afraid to make any mistake, because sometimes your mistakes can lead to a very beautiful and awesome results. So this was not a mistake. I still can peel it off and put and then again adhere. If your glue allows to do it, it's okay. That's all. You see that you can put any time you want, if this time means something to you. Я тут немножко увлеклась, забыла, конечно, добавить отверстие, но момент позволил все отклеить. Такой момент, и в целом держится. Так, следующий этап, за который мы беремся, это чипборд. Берем чипборд вытянанку. I'm using some chipboard pieces. It is by Polish manufacturer Вытянанка. They are I like that they are thin, they are white, and they have many beautiful motifs, quite universal for any projects. This one is the new one from their new collection, Nature. You don't need to use the whole piece. Yes, Вытянанка chipboard. And I will use just a part of it. You see, when I adhered my layers, these edges are still free to add something. So while gluing, keep in mind that you just use a small cardboard piece and your edges are still free to add any embellishments you want. Повторяю это на каждом шоу, на всех мастер-классах. Когда склеиваете слои, оставляете свободными края, чтобы потом легко можно было подлезть и добавить любые украшения. Выбираю ту часть, которая мне больше нравится. As you see that the chipboard piece and the clock is almost the same size. If you use the whole pieces, they won't seem be well. So I'm just cutting a part of it. Maybe this one. It's very thin, so you need to be very accurate with it. This one will be used for something else, not at this layout. And this one, I'm just putting it a little aside from my clock. You can hide the ends of the chipboard if you are not good with the that it is seen that it was cut. Again, if you are not as savvy scrapper as I am, you can use the whole piece and just put it there. But I think that it's better to keep it for another project, so I'm just cutting it and I'm using only this part. Yes, I also like this bird. Okay, I will use it there. I don't use any primers, primers. I don't use any gesso, okay, for my chipboard, as it is already white. But when you use a raw one, I would suggest you to cover it with a coat of gesso. When it is covered, it's better than to spray or mist it, or you can also do it later with your brush. I will show you later, but when using it, please use a very thick brush. Okay, we will put it there. Again, you can put it on your hands, on clock hands, or as a tip, you can adhere the chipboard piece to the clock and then put the brads and the clock hands, and in that case they will go up to the top of the chipboard, but doesn't really matter how you put it. If you check the site, yes, it is the site which Nankanet, they have an option to translate it into English. Okay. Also, I will use the other chipboard, again Vichinanka, again Nature Collection, it is the new one. So there are, I think, 5 of them in the pack. So I will choose the part that looks like on the shackle. I will put it there, but I will turn it into this side, and I will use this swirl, very thin, very delicate. Karen, we are not doing a commercial. Okay, so as you see, I'm trying to repeat the shapes of my paper embellishments, paper dies, with the shapes of the chipboard pieces I have. So the clock is a circle, so I'm using a chipboard circle again. The swirl looks like the leaves, so I'm putting it there, just a little bit aside, and I'm not putting this chipboard piece just in one line because there are too many of them, so I'm going ahead and placing it over there. Frankly speaking, about the shipping of the chipboard, it is it's not too heavy, it's quite light, so I suppose that it can be shipped even in flat envelope, so I guess that the shipping won't be too expensive, but I'm not good at it. Yes, it's better to check the site shipping or to find someone who already exported it. Okay, and it's time to add some flowers. The flowers I'm going to use are by Prima Marketing, one of my favorite ones, from Coffee Break collection. If I'm not mistaken, it is from the summer release, but I think Karen will help me. The number is yes, it is in. We will need just one from there, not very bright, but still very beautiful. I need to add some light, and one more large flower, which is again Prima Marketing. It's not any special collection, I suppose. The item number is up. It's not seen very well. Ай, никак не может сфокусироваться. Okay. I will then write the barcode for those who will need it. And I will take this one. You see, they are almost of the same size. In my creations, I'm always try to escape using the large flowers, more than one of the same size, especially when they are large. But in this case, I just show you how you can use them together. So the number for these flowers is 577391. Maybe Karen will type it, or then I will produce you with the product list after the show. Okay? These two flowers also let's check. 577391. Yes, you're right. And these flowers, I'm sorry I didn't find the the package for it, but I will later produce you with the list. It's from the again summer release. Blue punch, it is for the number we have produced, and this one I will later check what is it. Also, we will need one more flower. It is not any special collection, it is just black rose. This one are the greens, and there are 5 types of them in the package. Some of them are dark green, light green. This one is with this script. They goes in also in coral color. We are talking with Karen about these flowers. Okay, this black rose, and that is all, I suppose. Okay. Oh, you need more embellishment. This one are the again prim embellishments. I suppose they're from Inglebaum Junkyard Findings. The clocks we will need, they are very old, not the new one. We will need a small part of it. I will put it there. Also for my embellishments I will add I need some circle, so I'm using again 7 Dot Studio. This is my favorite collection, Messy Hat Elements 6 by 12. Karen, I'm not sure, but I think that you are right. It is about Melbourne collection, but I will need to check it. Yes, and I will take 2 circles from there, and we'll check which one is better. So we will put it there, because maybe this one is too light, but maybe it's okay. Okay, we can use 2 of them in my sample. Oh. Not sure that you see it well. I used this element and this clock. Okay, I'll show you how to edit. So the embellishments are almost placed. Before adhering them, I'm just checking all my layers again, and what I need more. I don't need this one. Okay, it's time to adhere it. So I'm taking again my glue. Я забываю говорить по-русски, и никто мне не пишет никаких комментариев. Не стесняйтесь, задавайте вопросы. Okay, let's start with the chipboard. You can easily, don't be afraid to apply too much of the glue, as then we will add paints there. So if it is thin, it's not a problem. Okay, then I'm adhering my circles. I will use 2 of them and just add in there just a drop there. Again, remember that you have your edges are free, they are not adhered completely, so you can easily put your embellishments here. Yes, and then I'm taking this, they are metallic. If you're not sure in your glue, if it is strong enough to adhere, you can easily use any gel medium. It will work great for it. Yes, and this rose goes there. Then I'm starting with the flowers. I will hide a part of it under my black paper layer. Okay. I'm putting it there. You see, I'm just hiding just a small part of it, as if it goes under your paper layer. Then I'm placing there again. Remember that there will be the photo, so you just need to check how it looks. It's okay. So I'm adding this flower. So you see, this one is partly hidden. So you place on the top of it another large flower, and it is okay. When you put them together in a row, it's not very good, and it doesn't look natural. And this one goes under this flower. Okay. Now I'm checking where I need to add my chipboard piece. Please, ladies, don't keep silence. Let's share something. I'm not stressful about the show, but I'm really thinking now only about my layout. So I'm sorry that I'm not entertaining you, but let's talk about something that is not really connected with the craft. I don't want to be an English woman, but let's talk about the weather. We have the sun and the rain all day long today. And what about the weather in your part of the world? Please share with me. Oh, it's great. You see this one? It goes on the top of the bread. I will show you more close. So if you're afraid that it can be damaged, you just cut it. Oops. And just place this small part onto other place, maybe there. So you don't need to be very accurate with it. You can cut your chipboard piece as you want. Yes, it is almost ready for the embellishments. What I need to add more is I have prepared a small petal, but while placing it, I'm sorry, there are too many stuff there, so I cannot find any small pieces. Julian, I'm really happy that you have a chance to watch my show, but I regret that the game has been cancelled. Anyway, you have time to enjoy and to maybe craft with us. Okay, do you remember I have told you that we will need this clock hand die too? So I have already used two of the clock hands there, but I will place it somewhere on the left. As for the small embellishments, yes, Julian. As for the small embellishments, such tiny and small pieces, it's better to finish your layout with them at the final step when you have already put all your art mediums, added paints or misting. So maybe it's better to put it aside and then we will come back to it again. Okay, it is almost done with the embellishments, so now I'm taking gesso. I'm using Prima Art Basics Heavy Gesso by Finnabayer. There are different kind of them: heavy, simply gesso, clear. I prefer to use heavy because you can add anytime water and you can get just a simple gesso. Ой, спасибо, что напомнили, что надо переводить. Что я рассказывала? Я уже и забыла. Сейчас рассказываю про грунт, которым буду покрывать частично фон, частично украшение, потому что после буду наносить краску, чтобы она легла разными переливами. Для этого нужно какие-то части прогрунтовать, но не все полностью. И что я еще рассказывала, наверное, про расположение элементов, про цветы. Вы видите, что два цветка больших вместе не смотрелись бы, но если вы прикрываете один цветок другим более крупным и смещаете его, то тогда все смотрится нормально. Что же я еще говорила? Напомните мне, кто понимал, как будет по-английски. Ингрид, я думаю, что ты видела как и слушала все, как было на английском. Может, ты напомнишь мне, что я пропустила? Yes, I'm sorry, we have already apologized because there is a difference between time zones and we have made a mistake and didn't take into consideration summertime. I'm sorry again. Julian, you are talking about English. It's your conversation with Karen, or I have missed something. I'm sorry if I'm not replying to you. Okay, so I'm taking heavy gesso, and I will add and I will apply it onto my embellishments and on some parts of the background. Oh, thank you, Julian. Okay, when you are using the brush for the gesso, when you don't want to spoil your brushes, I would suggest you not to use I have forgotten to take my napkins. I'm sorry. I would suggest you to use the soft brushes. It is from Claudine. Do you see? I cannot catch it to focus. I'm sorry. So it is Claudine Helmut Studio brush number 4, and it is soft one. It's better to use for your wet or acrylic paint, while using your gesso is heavy, so in most cases it will spoil your brush. So I'm using the bristles, the thick one and the rough one. So I'm taking just a small amount of my gesso and I'm applying it onto some parts of the background as well on the embellishments. And again I'm applying it on some parts of my chipboard piece, just popping it up onto the flower, especially the black one. Again, chipboard, some paper layers. There is no special rules. There are no special rules, but I cannot control where I put it. But all of the flowers are needed to be covered. Ну, что такое акриловая гессет? Да, это как акриловый грунт, фактически так же. Просто это heavy gesso, он более густой. The difference between the heavy gesso and gesso, you see that this gesso is quite thick, and if I'm pulling it down, it's still the same because it's heavy. Yes, it's heavy and it's quite thick, and because the bottle is the cap is not the new one, it has dried a bit, but it's not a problem because anytime you can add water and you can reach any mixture you need. And it is so heavy that you can even apply a small amount of it onto the chipboard piece, and then it goes like glue. You see? I have forgotten to adhere it, this small piece, but I adhere it on the gesso. Ну, вообще, Ингрид, отвечая на твой вопрос, gesso и грунт, у них какая-то есть разница. Каждый раз меня спрашивают, я не могу ответить, какая, потому что у них есть и акриловый грунт, и этот gesso. Ну, я так понимаю, там видно разница небольшая совершенно, буквально в составе, который может отличаться так же, как по цвету он потом ложится иначе. Ну, я не знаю, я не встречала ни акриловый gesso. Скорее всего, его и не бывает, наверное, так. There was the question in Russian. Maybe you ladies will help me. We're talking that gesso is acrylic, or is any gesso that is not acrylic one? Please help me if you have the answer on this question. Ну, вообще грунт подразумевает то, что, да, вы готовите основу, поверхность для нанесения краски. И зависит от того, каким образом вы покрыли свою поверхность грунтом. Чаще всего она стала не пористой, значит краска не может затекать туда, стекает с нее. Если акриловая краска, она ложится ровно, но если вы используете какой-то жидкий спрей или слишком жидкую краску, такую как акварель, то краска не задерживается на грунте. Поэтому я использую даже вот такую кисточку, и видите, я не ровно прокрашиваю, а вот такими чпокающими движениями наношу, и тогда пористая поверхность остается, и краска западает в эти, как это сказать правильно по-русски, в эти отверстия, если можно так сказать. Yes, there is clear gesso too, but there are some tips on using clear gesso, but in my case I'm using white gesso because I want to color. I will then add paints and colors, and I need different shades and different colors, and when you're using a white one, it helps you to mix the light, the dark, and the intensity of the color. When you are working with the clear gesso, it's not so easy to combine the shades. Я надеюсь, я ответила на ваш вопрос, который был про грунт и про гессо. Так, наношу частично грунт на украшение, на бумагу, на фон. Особенно уделяю внимание вот тут под цветочками местам. While applying your gesso, you need to add more of it under the flower, and again your flower have free edges, so you can put your brush there. If you see that some parts of your embellishments or the papers are too dark for you, you can take your gesso and you can damp them with it, and these parts are going to be more light. For instance, this one, or these leaves, they are too dark, so I'm adding there more gesso. And you don't need to be very precise. You can put the gesso on the background as well on the leaves itself. Yes, you can use any gesso as a base, but when you are using the white one, it also works as the not really like the paint, but it allows you to mix the colors, and then you will see if, for instance, if we use the blue one or the green one, the parts that are covered with the gesso, they are more light, and those that are not covered, they are more dark and intense. Yes, Karen is right. Okay, I'm doing it too slowly, I'm sorry. I have asked you to ask me the questions, but it's difficult for me to create and to reply. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to doing it. Okay. It's time to take the water, my brush. Now I need the soft one, and we will start working with color blooms. It is these are the sprays by Prima Marketing. I will use 3 of them. The colors tea stain, you see. Then I will use glistening waves. I'm not good. Oh yes, it has focused on. And my favorite one, cotton candy. Yes. I'm starting with the tea stain. You need to shake it well before applying. It is almost over, but it still sprays. So while pressing, be attentive, and what I'm going to do is to make such kind of splatters, so I don't need really misting. I need to do some splatters, and Prima Marketing color blooms works too much light, I'm sorry, works really great for these peppers. Okay, let's start. So you see, I'm not pressing too much, just a small amount, and these splatters goes there. This type of color bloom is vintage metal, so when it dries you will get a very beautiful vintage colors. So they are not going to be like these yellow, but kind of golden color will appear. It will be seen very well in an hour maybe, and you also can check the difference when you apply your color bloom on the parts covered with the gesso and uncovered. You will see the difference. So, да, спасибо. То есть, когда наносите спрей, вот эти спреи позволяют, в принципе, очень легко контролировать степень нанесения. Мне не нужно такое разбрызгивание конкретное, мне надо именно не распрыскивание, а именно вот такие небольшие брызги. И нажимая всего лишь чуть-чуть, можно получить красивые такие вот пятнышки. So I'm adding this tea stain on the parts, just focusing on 3 clusters where the flowers, there, there and there. Not too much of it, we don't need. Again, you can shake. Also, what you can do, you can open it. You can take your brush. Oh, I cannot find it again. I'm sorry. Here it is. So you can color your chipboard, just some parts of it. For instance, this beautiful leaf. So you see, you can work easily with the brush as well, just only misting, and I'm adding it there. And I need to show you a very beautiful vintage golden color, because it's not a daylight. The colors aren't so really perfect, but they are great. Not sure that you see it well. Okay, so what I need else? I need to add another color. So I'm taking glistening waves, again shaking it, and you will need water, because I want to achieve different, the more the light and the intense color. So if you want to your paint to be more light, you're adding water, and keep in mind, if these parts are covered, this one is covered with gesso, so it would be light. If it is not, it would be more intense. Again, just few drops, not too heavily. You see? If you think that it is too much there, you just take in your brush, and this part is covered with gesso, that is why it doesn't let the paper to soak the color. And this one, they are not covered. You see, it goes off. But I applied the gesso, not not in one movement. I have been doing like this, so some parts, small tiny parts, are not covered, so that is why the color goes through it. We need to dry it. You don't need any tool, just 5 minutes, and I'm adding it there. Again, you see, I didn't add any water there. I need to check it. I'm sorry. You see, the splatters are too large for me, so I need to press, and then you can again doing it. Yes, this one. This is what I need. If you're afraid that you will do a very large misting, so you take your fingers and just applying very accurate on some parts of the paper as well, on the embellishment. Then again, I'm opening my bottle. I'm taking my brush and I'm coloring it with the brush. But when you're doing it with your spray, just not pressing too heavily, you will get very beautiful results. It's It's very difficult to achieve them when you're using your brush only, unfortunately. So you just need to experiment with the color blooms and to find uh, how you need to press on it in case to get the desirable effect. You see this color is the blue one, the teal, I'm sorry. So I'm adding the teal color under this flower. Now it has dried, so the next layer of color, it goes more intensive. Yes, I also love the effect that the color bloom sprays have. It is the very beautiful shimmering effect that goes through when the paint is dried, and you get the color and you get some gold, or not even gold, but some pearl shimmering. Okay. Also, don't forget that you can apply with your brush the color on the paper too, because we cover it with the gesso in some parts, and on those parts that are not covered you can easily add your brush with the paint. Okay, now it looks more like watercolor. Also I will add it there. And again, if you need more intense and more shimmering gold effect, it's better to use from the bottle. But don't press too heavily. But you can check this shimmering on my... Not sure that you see it very well, but I see the golden, the pearl. Hope that you have managed to see it too. And the last bottle I will use, it is cotton candy. It is almost over. I have already used 3 bottles of it. One of my favorite color. And you see, it is not supposed to use some pink, but it will add more fresh to your layout, because we have worked with the black, with the teal, with the golden colors, and I want to look it more fresh, so I am adding just some spots of pink. It's very light, this color. It's more like pearl coral, the mixture of coral and pink and pearl and white. Yes, I really like this one. Shannon, if you... I'm not what kind of crafter you are, but if you like shabby, or you are making even mixed media, this color is very common for any kind of project. Because I know that many people are afraid of using pink, especially when they are working only with the male or the projects for the boys. But the pink is such a like I don't know how to explain it. It's better. So it has some secret features that can be used everywhere. And if you look at some projects and you see that it's great, you never know that pink has helped to look it great, because it really, you see, it is not seen that it is pink, but it looks like more natural and really adding some freshness. Yes, and I'm adding it to my black flower, and again I'm adding it to randomly on my two-bird piece, on my flowers, on my black leaves. And you see these leaves, they are almost too light, so I cannot add any dark color, so the pink is the safe. Где там мои русскоговорящие девочки? Спрашивайте еще. And I'm even adding it onto this teal flower. And it has been primed with the gesso, so it is not really pink. And there. Я забываю, да, мне сложно говорить на двух языках. Вы напоминаете мне всегда. Я вижу, что активное общение идет на английском, поэтому я стараюсь на английском. А так вы молчите, мне кажется, что вы не смотрите. And just some splattering. Розовый цвет на русском. Значит, розовый не только для девочек, розовый для всех. В данном случае вот вся у меня работа такая бирюзово-темно-серо черная, и вот этот вот светло-розовый помогает добавить так уже даже сложно по-русски говорить, помогает добавить немножко fresh, свежести, может оживить вашу работу, чтобы она не совсем была такая скучно-винтажная. Не спите еще. Тут осталось чуть-чуть, и мы уже доделаем. Основные штрихи сделаны. And again, when it dries, you will see some pearl shimmering. This type of color bloom is sparkling pastels, you see? So the pastel color will appear. Для контраста, думаете, мы добавляем? Нет, не для контраста, для того, чтобы больше, наоборот, соединить все воедино и смотрелось, что больше естественно, скажем так. Контраст мне здесь абсолютно не нужен. Все, почти что мы готовы к завершению. I have almost finished my layout. I need to take the stamp. Normally I'm using the stamps when everything is ready. That is why I like using acrylic stamps. I don't like using acrylic blocks for it because I'm using just a small part of it. У меня голос, да, такой очень умиротворяющий. Извините, не могу так веселить здесь. My Russian friends just told me that I'm talking too slowly, uh, not too loud, and they almost fall asleep as it is midnight there. So I hope that my English speaking friends are not sleeping because of my voice, and you really enjoy it. I'm sorry that I'm not too active because I don't sleep. I don't want to sleep, but my kids are sleeping. Это не голос, это процесс. Okay. So I'm taking, yes, Karen, thank you for noticing. This is acrylic stamp by thank you, Julian. This is acrylic stamp by Prima from Epiphany collection. I have started talking that I don't use acrylic blocks because I need just a small parts of the stamp, and you see all the embellishments are on the, yes, it is more than midnight. Streamer 1098, как вас зовут? А то я даже не знаю, как к вам обратиться. I'm not using the acrylic block, and you see all the embellishments have already adhered, and when you use acrylic block it is difficult to go under your embellishments. That is why you're just using it without acrylic block, and I'm just adding some accents on my background. Again, you see it is not adhered, so I'm easily put it there. I'm pressing not on the whole surface, I'm pressing it just on the middle. So when you open, you see that this is not the square stamping. I need to show you. The stamping is not square, it repeats the shape of the stencil. Yes, so you don't need a very precise geometry. And I'm using archival ink, or you need to take any take any ink that is not I'm sorry, I'm searching for this word in English, that is resistant, so you can then add water and it will not smooth. I'm not sure that I explained it very well. Okay, I'm adding it there. Archival ink black, yes. And I will add it maybe there. Just a part of it, not the whole stamp. It is almost done. Maybe you can add some spots on the chipboard, not too heavy, while pressing, and onto the leaves. I need to show. You see the stamping on the, it's not too dark, just a light one. Yes, they are waterproof, thank you, Julian. When you use stamping and when you have finished, you take the ink and you stamp with the archival because it is waterproof. Because if you want to add some paint, and especially the paint with the water, if you don't want your ink to be smoothed off, you need to take something waterproof. And for the waterproof, I know only two types of inks: archival and yes, okay. Karen, I'm sorry. Okay, I have lost my idea what I wanted to explain you. I'm sorry. When too many people are writing to me and asking me, it's difficult to control. This layout is almost finished. The last tip, this. So I'm just adding it as if it is not a clock hand, but as if it is your small embellishment. Maybe there. I think it looks great there. And the last accent. So I'm taking the trim by the jute by Prima Marketing. It is apricot color, and just cutting it. And different variants of using it. You can wrap it over your hand and then make a bow and put it under your flower. It looks like this. Oh, you see? Or another variant is to make a circle, again using your hand. The edges are free and you put it there. That's all. I will show you some close-ups. I think I will make the better photos tomorrow during the daylight, and I will produce you with the full product list. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed it as I have enjoyed it. Thank you for being with me, for asking the questions, and especially a big and huge thank you to Karen, who has assisted me and has suggested me this idea to start making live shows on Ustream. I hope that you will join us every Monday, because we have very talented designers, and there will be guest designers, and I think that this show will go in a row, and we are happy to share with you our tips, our experience, our inspiration. So thank you very much, and good night for my Russian friends, because yes, we are off to bed. See you next month, and next Monday I suggest you to switch on again, because there will be talented Rika Kavasin from Finland. She's very artistic. I like her style, and I suggest you to watch her show too. Bye bye, and see you next week too. Thank you once again. Всем русскоговорящим девочкам тоже большое спасибо. Да, спасибо и спокойной ночи. Bye bye.